Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we take the universe's weird questions, shake them like a snow globe, and see what fascinating nonsense falls out. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Cosmic Carrot 77, because nothing says space enthusiast like naming yourself after a vegetable. Thanks for the suggestion, Carrot. You asked, why does Mars look red? If you've ever seen pictures of Mars, you know it looks like a giant dusty basketball floating through space. Some people think it's red because it's hot. It's not. Because it's angry, maybe. Or because it's embarrassed to be the only planet without a magnetic field or decent atmosphere. Understandable. But the real reason? It's actually pretty simple. And a tiny bit rusty. Let's break it down. Right here on Explaining Everything. Mars looks red because its surface is covered in iron oxide, also known as rust. Yes, the same stuff that forms on old bicycles, abandoned tools, and anything left outside during the rainy season. When rock and dust on Mars interact with small amounts of oxygen, iron in the soil oxidizes and forms a reddish coating. That fine red dust then covers basically everything. The rocks, red. The mountains, red. The dust storms, red. The rover's shoes, probably red if rovers had shoes. Even the Martian atmosphere looks reddish because tiny rust particles float around in the air, scattering sunlight and tinting the planet like it's wearing a permanent Instagram filter called Dusty Desert Drama. Mars isn't completely red, though. Up close, it's more of a mix of browns, oranges, tans, and a few darker volcanic areas. But from space? Boom! Big red planet. The solar system's official giant paprika. So, let's talk about Mars's dust. Imagine the finest powder you've ever seen. Now make it even finer. Mars dust is like the baby powder of planets. If baby powder could scratch metal and ruin scientific instruments, this stuff is extremely fine, extremely clingy, extremely disrespectful. It sticks to everything NASA sends there. It gets into the gears, coats solar panels, and would absolutely ruin your white sneakers. The reason the dust spreads everywhere is that Mars has low gravity, or 38% of Earth's gravity, a thin atmosphere, frequent giant dust storms. These storms can last for months and cover the entire planet, tossing rust particles around like nature's confetti. That means the red look gets constantly refreshed, like Mars is giving itself ongoing cosmetic touch-ups. Even darker rocks get lightly dusted with this red powder, making the whole planet look like it was rolled across a rusty workshop floor. And yes, the rovers basically have to live inside an endless vacuum cleaner nightmare. Now here's the juicy part. Why is Mars so full of iron that it rusts like an abandoned car in a humid garage? Short answer, it formed that way. Long answer, science. When the solar system was forming, Mars ended up with rocks and minerals high in iron. The planet has a volcanic past. Lots of lava flows, lots of iron-rich minerals, and lots of exposed rock surfaces. Over billions of years, the little bit of oxygen in the Martian atmosphere, and possibly water in the past, reacted with that iron and created iron oxide. And yes, Mars used to have water, rivers, lakes, maybe even an ocean. Perfect for oxidation. So picture ancient Mars, red dirt forming everywhere, mud turning rusty, lakes drying up, and the surface getting coated in a thin, dusty layer of iron oxide, like someone spilled a giant bucket of cinnamon over the planet and never cleaned it up. Billions of years later, still rusty, still dusty, still fabulous. And here's the fun twist. Mars is still making fresh rust today. Even though there's barely any moisture and only a tiny whisper of oxygen in the air, the planet's constant dust storms grind rocks into ultrafine powder. The smaller the grains, the easier they react with the little oxygen available. So every time Mars has one of its planet-wide tantrums, it basically polishes itself into an even brighter shade of dusty red. The planet is literally exfoliating. Here's the cool part. Even though Mars's colors vary up close, from far away it looks brighter and redder than it really is. Why? Mars reflects sunlight in a way that emphasizes the iron oxide, making red wavelengths bounce back toward our eyes more strongly. In other words, Mars isn't just red, it's red and proud of it. Its atmosphere also helps deepen the color. Dust in the air absorbs blue light and scatters red light, giving the whole planet an extra warm glow. So when telescopes, or your eyeballs, look at Mars from afar, the combined effect is a planet that looks like it got sunburned, blushed too hard, or rolled in a vat of paprika. So, why does Mars look red? Because it's literally coated in rust. Its soil is packed with iron. Its atmosphere is full of dusty particles, and sunlight reflects off all that oxidation to create the planet's signature glow. The result? A world that looks like a giant cosmic tomato, a rusty ball, a desert planet painted by someone with only one crayon. But honestly, that's what makes Mars iconic. You can spot it in the night sky because of that warm, reddish shine. A little hint that one of our nearest neighbors has been slowly oxidizing itself for billions of years. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.